showing some more of my CGC collection. You never know, there might be something that you want to add. Hello everybody, this is Chris and this is my channel, We Love Comics, and today we're going to show some more of my slab books. This is just a tiny sample of some of the stuff I have. Throughout the weeks I will show more and more of my collection, and hopefully you will find something that maybe you've never heard of, or something that will remind you to add it to your collection as well. So let's get right into it, and here we go. First one we're going to start out with, and let's zoom this in a little bit. That's Miss Marvel, issue number 1. This was a comic I got graded. I bought this one raw on eBay a couple years ago. Went and sent this to CGC, got it graded. Let me zoom in a little bit so you could see it a little better. This is obviously the first Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. It also has a Scorpion and J. Jonah Jameson and Mary Jane appearance. Also a Peter Parker cameo. So considering there will be a movie coming out in the next year or so, this is definitely a book that is still within price range, and definitely a book you should have in your collection. And as you can see, we got it at white pages, and that came out as a 9.2. So I don't think I wrote the price down on this one, because I went and got this graded, but I know I spent on average about $30 per book for these, so not a very high cost on that book. And you could still find those books for under $40 at this point. It's still in pretty decent grade, so if you can get your hands on it, definitely a book I would recommend. All right, next book. If you have seen the Jessica Jones TV show on Netflix, you will know who this character is. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it, but this is Alias number 1, which is the first appearance of Jessica Jones, who is the star of her own TV show. And we got a cat hair there. And there's also a Luke Cage appearance. This is also a book that I got graded myself. I sent this in raw. Paid roughly about $40 for this book, give or take $1 or $2. And this came back with white pages, and we got it at a 9.8. So these are not easy to get at 9.8s, because as you can see with the black cover on a lot of this cover, there's a lot of times it's going to show marks. So I was really happy to have that come back at 9.8. Next up, another book that I sent in to get graded. This one I bought raw at my local comic book store. I paid $100 for this book, so I definitely think I did pretty good considering the grade. This is Silk number 1, but this is the Comic Pro edition, the sketch cover. And there was a limited amount of these that were made. I think it was one of those 1 per store variants. But definitely if you are a fan of Silk, this is a book that you should get. It is the same as the regular issue, only as you can see, it's got like a brown kind of parchment kind of look to it. So it's not as colorful, but still a difficult book to find. This is white pages, and I did have that come back a 9.8. So again, very high grade, very happy to get that. Alright, this is another one of those books. If you don't have it in your collection, you should definitely add it. If you're not familiar with it, I will explain. This is Forever People, issue number 1, which is the first full appearance of Darkseid, or Darkseid, whatever you want to pronounce. It's also the first appearance of the Forever People, but they didn't last forever, so their name is kind of a little different from what they truly are. It also, as you could see, has a Superman appearance, and this is not the popular one, believe it or not, even though this is the first full appearance. It's the other book, the Jimmy Olsen book, that is more popular, even though that's just the cameo, so this is one of the exceptions to the rule. I've mentioned that before, but this is definitely a book you should add to your collection while it's still affordable, because once he becomes in the movies, and you know he's going to be a villain in the Justice League, this is going to become a very desirable book, and you know what happens to the prices when that happens. So, excuse me. So this one I did not get graded myself. I bought this on eBay, off-white to white pages, and it was an 8.5, so definitely a higher grade. Can't complain about that. With the white background, it does make it difficult to get that book in very good condition, but I only paid $125 for that book. All right, next one I have 3 of graded, and I have several others. This is a book years ago I was telling people to get, and this is obviously The Edge of Spider-Verse 2, which is the first print, and it is the first appearance of the new Spider-Woman, a.k.a. SpiderGwen, Gwen Stacy. And all 3 of these I sent in to get graded. Now, I bought these probably the first couple of months I started my original channel back in 2016. And I paid an average of between $18 and $25 a piece for these. So I definitely got them right before the boom. And as you could see, these all came back graded 9.8, all 3 with white pages. So this is definitely a book that you should add to your collection. And as you can see, if you get them raw, they can come back high grade. You just got to look at what you're buying, because a lot of times right in here, it shows a lot of dirt. But if you get it dry cleaned and pressed, sometimes it can remove that dirt. So it's worth taking the chance. None of those I had to get pressed. All right, this is a book that I bought when I first got back into collecting back in October of 2015. I paid, I think, $400 or $450 for this book. This is Batman v Superman #1. This is the Lee variant cover. It is also signed by Jim Lee and Alex Sinclair, who does the inking for Jim Lee. And this is the We Can Be Heroes exclusive. So as you could see, here is the Alex Sinclair signature. There is the Jim Lee signature. And definitely a good book to have. Hopefully they will do another movie that will do it justice. But still, you know, it is what it is. And you could see this was meant to be a cover to be displayed by the side. So I love this artwork. Always loved Jim Lee. I've been a big fan of him since the 90s. All right, next book. I'm not really sure if I showed this one before, but if I did, I apologize. And if I haven't, well, now you're going to see it now. And this is a book. Now, I showed, actually, I know what it is. I showed the newer one I got a couple of weeks ago, and it was ungraded. And this is the one where I bought this from a eBay dealer, not graded. It was a signed book. This is, obviously, this is Ultimate Fallout 4. This is the 1 in 25 variant. This is the first appearance of Miles Morales. So this is a key book to get. It's pretty expensive. I bought this raw. I paid $135 for it, signed. Now, it didn't come with a certificate of authenticity, so I was taking the chance. I sent this in to CBCS. It came back verified that it was Sarah Pichelli's actual signature. Wasn't the highest grade, but you know what? Considering the price I paid for it, I'm not going to complain. It came back a 9.0 with white pages, but it did verify as a authentic signature. She signed on Spider-Man's crotch, and I absolutely love this cover. This is such beautiful artwork. Makes me wish I had that kind of talent. But, you know what? At least I could purchase it, and I can enjoy looking at it anytime I want. So definitely, if you could get that book, get it while you can. All right, next up, this is another book that I got graded. I also had this book signed. My local comic book store had the person come in, and they were doing some free signatures, so I got this graded. This is Wolverine's #3, which is the first full appearance of Phantomelle and Culpepper, but this is the 1 in 25 variant. Obviously, this is popular because it has on the cover a earlier appearance of X-23, and again, a beautiful cover. This I got signed myself by Charles Soule on the October 28th, 2015. I sent this in to CGC, white pages, and it came back at 9.8. This is a book I bought, I think it was $25 I paid for this book. My comic book dealer gave me a really good price on this the day it came out, and he told me how popular this was, and little did he know that years later, you know, she would be appearing in a movie. So this, again, is another book. If you could get it raw, get it in good condition, you can get good deals, and that is the signature. And unless I told you what it was, you'd have no idea who that was. Not one of those signatures that is very understandable. All right, 2 more to go. This is a book I wish I got purchased and got graded, but I bought this off eBay. I only spent $148 for this book, but this is Amazing Spider-Man number 252. I have several raw copies of this book. Anytime I can find a decent price on this, I will get it. This is very popular, for the reason that it's the first appearance of the black costume in the Amazing Spider-Man series. It's tied with Marvel Team Up number 141, and of course it's got the homage to Amazing Fantasy 15 cover swipe. This is white pages, and I got it at a 9.8, so definitely a very high grade book, and one that should be easier to grade and high grade. And there's a lot of them out there. All right, last but not least, these are 2 books that I bought raw, and altogether with the grading, I paid $118 for one and $120 for the other, and I definitely made my money back on these. And this is the Miss Marvel number 1. This is where Kamala Khan becomes the new Miss Marvel, and this is the 1 in 100 sketch covers. So I ended up buying 2 of these a couple of years ago, and got these graded, and they came back. I'll show you. White pages, both of them came back a 9.8. So I was thrilled to get this book, and I knew when I bought these that these were in really good condition, and Kamala Khan is a newer character that I think could last for a while if they continue to do her justice. Hopefully they will, and it's a character that a lot of people really connected with. And this is a book, if you could get your hands on it, get it while you can. You're probably going to pay over $100 just for this book raw right now, and graded in this condition. I think it's like a $400 or $500 book at this point. So if she ever gets in a movie or a TV show, sky's the limit. So get these earlier while you can. So that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So if you like the books that you saw, and you thought maybe something you saw was not something you were familiar with, and it helped you, or you just liked listening to what I had to say, if you want to leave a comment, please do. Thumbs up are always a support. Thumbs down are for the people that want to stalk my channel. And don't forget, hit the old proverbial subscribe button to be a part of this channel, because you know it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics, and we love you. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next video. And I have nothing to say.